Chocolate cheese. Never heard of it. Have you? I Googled it, and sure enough, it exists. It's a culinary specialty, apparently. Well, I screwed up the other day. Today is Friday. It's the day I usually make cottage cheese with my raw milk. Well, when I bought the raw milk on Wednesday, I was in a dream world or something. I wasn't paying attention, and instead of picking up 2 gallons of raw milk for $8, I got I picked them up and it was chocolate milk and I didn't even notice. I put it in the car and drove off. Well, I owe some more money, so next time I go by there, I'll make that right. But 2 gallons of chocolate milk. I don't usually drink chocolate milk. What am I going to do with that? And how am I going to make my cheese this week? I thought about it. Well, I'll just go about it as normal and see what happens. But eventually I looked at the label, and it is raw milk. That's good. But it's got sugar added. That's questionable. Probably bad. And probably cane sugar. And it's got vanilla added. That's okay, I guess. But that is going to complicate things. You know, I did all my Googling and said, yes, you can clabber, you can make cheese out of chocolate milk, but the sugar complicates the clabbering process. See, most people don't realize this, but raw milk does not go sour. Can you imagine? You could leave it out on the counter, room temperature, it won't go sour. Leave it there for a week, it still won't go sour. What it does instead is it clabbers. And that's the way I make my cottage cheese. I give it usually 2 days to clabber, Wednesday and then Thursday. And then on Friday, today, I heat it up to form the curds and then sometimes heat it much more later to cook a little bit later to cook the curds, and then I run it through a cheesecloth and etc. Well, today's the day, but I kept pondering, what am I going to do? And I let it settle in a jar. I put it in a glass jar, gallon jar, so I could watch, and it precipitated. At the bottom, there was about that much chocolate, dark brown, laying there at the bottom, and the milk was on top. But it was, of course, brown. It wasn't white milk anymore. So I thought, so what I did was I thought, I'm gonna decant that. I poured it off and slowly and let what was at the bottom stay there. So at least I'll simplify the matter and get rid of some of that. I wish I could have decanted the sugar. The sugar worried me. But anyway, there was some left, and I thought, well, I'm not going to throw that away. I'll put that in another jar and see what happens. And I also was quite uneasy about giving this to the pigs because it's concentrated chocolate like that. I thought maybe it'll kill my pig. It could kill a dog, I think. I knew about that. So I did some studying. What worried me about the sugar was that, you see, lactose in milk is a form of sugar, but it will not ferment. It's called non-fermentable sugar. I only recently realized that existed. It will not ferment. But cane sugar will ferment. Of course, you put cane sugar even in just water, and in the presence of yeast, it'll ferment. It'll make alcohol. So I could have some alcoholic cheese. I don't know. But I'm going to show you the process as I do it. I've got my 2 jars. I decanted it a second time. So I've really got 2 kinds of clabber. It's fully clabbered. I've got light chocolate clabber, chocolate milk clabber, and dark chocolate milk clabber. And I'll show that to you, and then I'll start the process outside. As soon as it's fully light, I'll start to make the cottage cheese. An experiment, maybe something good will come of it. I feel very much like I'm doing an Aztec thing as I'm drinking my chocolate milk in the morning instead of my regular raw milk. So certainly to be continued. This is chocolate milk or chocolate cheese part one. Bye for now.